I would do 20 sets per body part. So I would pick like 5 or 6 different movements to hit from different angles.
Has your belief, your strategy with regard to reps changed through your career? I've heard you say heavy weights is how you build muscle, and you go around 8 to 12. What reps has that changed over time?
Yeah, and that's a pretty broad range. Like you mentioned, 8 to 12. And I think for bodybuilding, I mean, you hear power trainers do like 1, 2, 3 reps. Bodybuilding is more of a 8 to 12 repetition. And that means like, I don't go much below 8, but my maximum is usually 12. Not to say I don't go to 15 or 20 reps sometimes.
Yeah.
But my sweet spot, if you watched me train even now, is around 10 repetitions. And why?
How many sets are we talking?
I would do 20 sets per body part. So I would pick like 5 or 6 different movements to hit from different angles. And I was a high volume trainer. I think ideally, if I was to say, okay, Michael, you want to work out, I would focus on 9 total sets. So if you're going to do chest, I'd say do, bench press, a fly movement, and then like some sort of like a pec deck or something like that. So 3 sets each.
So these are 9, 3 sets each of the 9. So we're talking 27 sets total.
But I do about 20 total. So I do 3 sets per exercise.
Okay.
So I would do like
3 sets of 12 per exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't understand the 20 sets part of it. That part's crazy.
So I would do at least 3 or 4 sets per X. So if you're going to do a flat bench, I would do it for 3 or 4 sets of 12 reps.
Yeah.
Then I would move to like an incline press. Do the same, and then kind of switch it around depending on the day. And people like to switch the routine, but truthfully, I don't really switch up what I do.
Yeah.
Because after 20, 30 years of doing this, what kind of works, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of limited, especially the people that train at home because of pandemic or whatever else. Your gym is only so equipped, right? So whether it's dumbbells, barbells, cables, now you have a lot of machines that mimic a lot of those things. I didn't have that in the beginning, so I was a free weight pusher. It was really just kind of whatever worked the best for me. And to this day, I still train with a lot of free weights. I don't have any injuries that hinder that or any aches and pains, which is crazy.
What kind of cardio do you do? You talk about you have to do, you'll have one cardio session. Is it just a treadmill?
I do everything. So I walk outside.
Okay.
I have a step mill at my house. I have a treadmill, elliptical, bike, sit-down bike. I have it all pretty much. I don't do like rowing or anything, but preferably for bodybuilding contests, believe it or not, the stairs were the best thing, the rotating stairs, because you're working more of your backside, your glutes and hamstrings, that tie in, and that's so important these days.
Yeah.
If you asked any of the top Olympia champions to this era, including Phil Heath, Ronnie, myself, and probably Big Ramy, all these guys, we did a lot of stairs.
Okay.
For conditioning.
For a certain cardio workout, what are your goals for a certain cardio workout? How many calories?
I don't necessarily have a calorie set or a heart rate. It's basically on a time schedule. Okay. So for Mr. Olympia, most of us do 2 sessions a day. So we usually do fast in the morning. I think the ideal time to do your cardio is first thing in the morning, empty stomach.
Okay.
Or after the weight training session, or at night, like before you go to bed or whatever, just to increase your metabolism. That's the whole goal of cardio. It's not like, I know you can get on the machines and you can say, I burned 500 calories.
Yeah.
Ideally, what you want to do is you want to continue to boost your metabolism. So that's why you do these consistent workouts. And I mentioned also I train several times in a day where I'm hitting the metabolism. That way I can, maintain the eating capacity, but also I can, keep body fat as lean as possible and put on muscle tissue at the same time.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody, just starting off in the early 20s?
I would kind of just, find a program that works well for you around your schedule. That means like around your work or school schedule. Pick a workout that, you're in the gym at 3 or 4 days a week to start. I mean, I train up to, 5 or 6 days total. Not necessarily all days in a row, but, train each body part once every 5 to 7 days. The eating program, like there's a lot of information online. I mean, I have a lot of cool things through my channels, whether it's Instagram or.
Do you have any channels for HRT?
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. But there's so many. I mean, there's so much you can learn about it. But being that early, I would focus on getting the routine down, getting a nutrition program down, whether it's hire a nutritionist or a trainer, someone that can give you the guidance and see how your body reacts. Give yourself 6 months. Take everything 6 months at a time. Once you're, we have different levels. So you're a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I think anyone training after a year is more of an advanced trainer, right? I think that you now, as long as you're consistent with it, you find that rhythm, and you make the adjustments. Find out what exercises work well for you, what rep ranges, but more importantly, what kind of foods you're able to monitor. And meal prepping is huge. It's important. So that means preparing food ahead of time, not just eating once or twice a day, and it's going to help with everything, with all your progression.